I've been so busy, I completely missed Zibai's launch. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna see my first impressions of her, and I imagine she's gonna be good, right? I imagine she will be. I have looked at her rotation and figured out, oh yeah, you need to do the 4 hits, then your E skill, then you burst at the end. Okay, we're not using Columbina first. I know you guys want me to, but no, we'll use her second. Don't worry, we'll get more down to earth first. So let's go ahead. They literally just updated this because I may or may not have recorded this like an hour ago maybe. But yeah, that's ooh, edit stats, add. Oh, look at this. How nice. I don't need any. Alright, so I think we're just gonna start. I don't really think there's an issue with this rotation, so let's go ahead and do this. Alright, and we'll go ahead and do this. Now, I do give Zibai a 20-second rotation, because whenever you're using her burst, you're generally going to be doing a 20-second rotation from what I've seen. So we're gonna do this, we'll get, oh, okay. So we need to use Ino second. I was not aware that was going to be a thing. Alright, so I didn't realize that this was a thing, but we'll use Ino second. We do have, I don't know how to say his name, but we're gonna just say Yuga or whatever, I don't know. So we have that, so this will work out pretty well. Now, we'll see how much damage we can really get out of here. And boom, along with a burst, and that is a 98,000 DPS from a C0 R0 Zibai. So that is not bad at all, really. You know, she did basically 1.8 million there herself. Nobody in her team helped her. So the main issue you'll see with the Zibai is that she's a 20-second, you know, rotation character. Now we can lower that, right? We can lower it to 18 seconds, and I can restart this, and I can go ahead and do all this, and we'll show what happens when we don't use the burst. So here we go. Shouldn't be too bad. So we'll just not use the burst this time, because the burst typically is a pretty big you know, not a pretty big time waster, but it is a yeah, there. So with that, we technically gained DPS right there. Technically we did, not really too crazy, although let me go ahead and we'll retest that, because that's 98,000, so we saw a little bit of a DPS gain doing this. Yeah, so it's not really that bad. We'll see. We'll go up and we'll grow our damage here. We should realistically crit every single time, so 99,000. So perhaps on this Ino team, it is better to not use the burst, because we've gotten now 2 runs here that technically influence our DPS to be higher at this level. A little interesting, to be honest. Like, it genuinely is. It's a little interesting that Ino would have that big of a, or not Ino, but Zibai would have that bad of a burst, I would say. I think realistically you should do it, just because it's more damage and it could save you having to reset your rotation. So if you're in like a match like Stygian, for example, so there's 97, so we do see a little bit of a lower damage number there. So let's go ahead, I'll use Columbina now. My C6 Columbina is going to be insane. I think it's fine, right? My Flins, I will say, at C0 R0 did 2.8 million, so the fact that we're doing 2 million, not bad at all. And to a C0 R0 Nefer, we do see a 2.4 million damage per rotation at 18 seconds. So again, to hit that high without any extra constellations and on a full 4-star team isn't too bad, because we do, I think, at this point have to address the elephant in the room. We're using Goro and Mr. Loogie Man. I will learn how to say his name, but right now I don't know how to say his name. So we see that. That's really good, right? That's pretty good. That was a full 4-star team. And Columbina. However, Columbina is useful on all the Nodcry characters, right? She's not Nodcry, but you get the idea. She's useful on all of them. So it's a little bit of a back and forth that I have here, where it's like, you know, technically I'm using Zibai here, and she's performing pretty well, and she doesn't require a dedicated 5-star. Now, does she require a dedicated 4-star, which I have at C5, and I have her at C1? you know, she's not activated, by the way. Her C1 isn't activated, just so I can, because I know I've been saying C0, and, you know, people might get confused there. It is not activated. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the 20-second rotation here, because I do genuinely just think it is better. And also we'll test out if it's better on this team, period. So there is a couple ways we can do this, because my Columbina C6, and it does seem that Mr. Loogie Man can start a rotation. You know, generally I just was like, oh yeah, use the Columbina, because Columbina typically starts. So we can do this rotation real quick, and we'll have all this go down. Oh, yep. All right. Cool. All right. So we're going to hit this, and we're going to see 395,000. Not bad at all. So overall, yeah, pretty good. Oh, come on, man. That's just nasty. That's just nasty. They really hit me with a non-crit. I don't know if you saw that, but I didn't crit on one of those. Alright, that's a little distracting. Let's go ahead and do this. Really, that really hurt. That was really annoying, really hurt. Alright, let's just go. Okay, 320,000 from Columbina there, by the way. I just want to point that out. I think Mr. Loogie Man is buffing. Again, this is my first impression video. I have not done an insane amount of research for these characters. So 5.2 million right there. So that's not bad at all either, because 5.2 million, again, C0 R1 or R0. I'm literally using a 3-star weapon right here. That really isn't bad for this character. Like, genuinely, Columbina, yeah, she's carrying. As you see, like, she's doing 30% of the damage. She has Aluga doing 1.1 million. It's really, really strong. So the DPS is 260,000. So let's do an 18-second rotation and see if the DPS becomes stronger or lower. So there we go. And we'll see this, okay. 46,000 from the normal lunar reaction there. And boom, 395,000 still. Okay, boop, and one more, and boom. Did that hit? Yeah, so this isn't bad. I mean, she's doing 400,000 times 4. That's 1.6 million, basically. And she's really struggling to hit that final one. Do I need to do a 19-second rotation? That's... I mean, yeah, she's struggling to hit the final one. I have no other way of saying, like, what am I supposed to say? Like, I don't have any answers for that. That's just, she's struggling to hit the final one there. You know, it's probably just because of Columbina having a burst animation, whereas Ino is just a small little, you know, thing, right? Not too bad. All right, and we'll go ahead here, boom, and there. So another 5 million damage rotation of 19 seconds, so kind of the same. So yeah, it does seem like the burst maybe doesn't even want to be used at all, which is kind of sad. Like, genuinely, it is really sad that that is the case, because her burst does look pretty good. You know, that looks good. It's just, you know, seems to not be that good. So yeah, really, I do like this character quite a lot. I think she's very strong. You know, Columbina here is easily able to carry basically any character. I mean, my Flynn's hit, you know, 6 million damage per rotation, and my Columbina here is level 100, and she has had her talent levels up since I've used Flynn, so we are using a little bit of an elevated version. We can actually go ahead and just use Flynn's real quick. Alright, so this shouldn't be hard at all. We should be able to easily do this. I don't really see a point where... Alright, there we go. Alright, there. So we do hit a 7 million damage rotation there. That is what I was looking for. I've just had to lock in a little bit and be quiet for the first half setup. Yeah, so when we're actually, you know, using the character here, we can do about 7 million damage. So 2 million more, but we have a C0 R1 in Alpha. And also, we have C1 R1 Flynn's. So, 2 million damage more probably is expected, to be fully honest. It'll be interesting to see how this guy's C6 effects are, especially because this guy, I mean, I have one level up here, but I'll be honest with you guys, I took him from level 70 with a level 9 talent to level 90 or 80 out of 90 with a level 12 talent, and she got about 5,000 damage per hit. So it really isn't that strong. Using double Favonius because, man, the energy requirements are pretty bad on this team. I'm gonna be honest. You know, even at 60, it doesn't seem like this team regenerates that much energy. And sadly, it seems like this is kind of a waste. I probably won't even level this up, although maybe leveling it up is the key to why it's not being better than just doing E-skills only and having an 18-second rotation. I don't know. I could not tell you. But again, I do think that it probably is going to be better overall when you're actually fighting in Stygian to go ahead and actually use the burst on your rotation, just because it is going to just do more damage overall, and it could save you having to reset your rotations, which could save you ending up losing a run. Although well, I mean, at C0 R0, you're going to be doing Fearless rather than Dire. So yeah, Zibai seems to be very strong. I will be very excited to put out a full video comparing her at least at C0 versus C1. Hopefully I'll be able to get to Lugiman's Constellation 6, and that'll certainly help us out. I might even make a little section for him between C5 and C6. How much damage did she get? The only thing is, obviously, I will not be able to use my Kunabina. I can counteract it slightly, but she does gain 20% elevated damage. Like, there's no way for me to counteract 20% elevated damage. I'm sorry, it just is how it is. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.